oil pump. Okay, this is a dual stage oil pump, guys. I have a P06DD, double D, one of those codes. I can't remember, but I'm gonna try to get you some footage on this. Now, a lot of guys tend to think just simply replacing the solenoid will cure that problem. Man, I've heard horror stories of guys unplugging this so the pump will not act as a dual stage. It will stay at one particular pressure rating, and they're under the assumption that that is why their lifters are failing, because it's actually being starved for oil. Now, I'm not about to get into why lifters, or rock arms, I keep saying lifter, why rock arms are failing, because that is the never-ending debate, all right? There's many reasons why freaking roller bearing or needle bearings would come out of a roller bearing and cause this roller bearing to fall and this lifter or rock arm to collapse and cause your ticking noise. Not sure if unplugging this so your dual phase oil pump would be at one high rating will prevent this. Okay, I'm just not sure. I'm just not there convinced. But the guys that suspect that, I mean, I guess we can get in their ear and see how that's working out for them. And I'm sure these guys are all out of warranty. So yeah, you can experiment on things like that. It's just I can't experiment on stuff like this with customer cars. All right, but yes, I have heard instances of people going out looking just for this solenoid. The oil pump is going to do its job. Most of the work is being done by the solenoid. They seem to think that's the only problem. And as you can see, guys, it is replaceable. I mean, it's a pin holding that in. Simply pull that pin out and pop the solenoid out and you're there. But here we have to do the whole oil pump, and that's what I'm going to do. But guys, keep in mind, if you're doing one of these for a P06DD, make sure the car has the correct oil filter in it. Well, this one is out. And make sure the car had oil in it to begin with. A lot of mechanics got beat up on that problem, and the car didn't have any oil in it. Now, you have other issues if your car do not have any oil in it. So that's another problem for another day. But I got a lot of work to do, guys. I'll try to fire up the camera when I'm doing this oil pump. All right, guys, welcome back. Here we are. I'm at this Chrysler Town and Country Grand Caravan with the Pentastar engine. I'm getting ready to replace the oil pump, guys. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot of videos out there concerning this, but I'm going to show you guys my version. And the easiest things about this one is I only have to remove this pan. I do not have to remove any kind of exhaust. I think some of the models, the Wranglers and the Jeeps and things like that, there's a lot of things you have to remove. But I have access to all of the oil pan bolts. This is a two-piece oil pan, but I only need to remove this one. The oil pump will be right in this area. Okay, so let's get to it, guys. First thing you need to do is drain the oil, of course, and then let's get this pan removed, and we're gonna go from there, guys. Let's get it. But guys, I got something I want to show you guys. This oil pan. This is the same car that I did the rocker on, broken rocker on. Remember when I was hunting down those needle bearings? In fact, let me take this over here. All right, so here's the broken rocker arm that I took off. Yeah, remember this? All right, look at this rocker arm real good. There's no needle bearing inside the roller bearing, guys. It has fallen out. Remember I told y'all they had to end up somewhere. Sometimes they end up on the camshaft sensor as powdered metal shavings. Okay, that is magnetized, so it will catch some of it. But for the most part, the bulk of it would end up right here, guys. Yes, I have the oil pan off. I'm doing an oil pump on this same car. And here you go, guys. This is the needle bearings that come out of this rocker arm. Alright, just so you know, so you guys get a sense of urgency as far as should you remove the oil pan in order to remove the garbage that came out of the out of the damaged valve train system. The good part about it, guys, well, at least on this minivan, it's not hard to remove the oil pan, okay? It's a two-piece oil pan setup, but this part of the oil pan is real easy on this Caravan. Alright, so that's it, guys. That is the... I want to make a nice good thumbnail picture using this. That is my shavings from this broken rocker arm that was found on this 3.6 engine. And also, guys, you can see there's no way that these bearings, needle bearings, will come out of the oil drain plug. So it doesn't matter if you change the oil. Look at that. You see where the oil drain is located? There's no way these needle bearings gonna work their way. Actually, the needle bearings are sitting right here. There's no way the needle bearings gonna work their way upwards to come out of this drain tube. So you really have no choice. You almost have to remove the oil pan, guys. Alright, I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. It's if you want it done right, because remember, I'm gonna say this again, you do not want this stuff traveling throughout your lubrication system. Imagine if one of these make it to the main bearing or a rod bearing, or down in the bottom. Well, it's already down in the bottom, but imagine if it make it somewhere it shouldn't get. Alright guys, let's do things right. Alright, stay tuned, man. I got more to talk about. And guys, keep in mind, I did find needle bearing in the oil pan. I showed y'all video clips of that. That came from that rocker arm failure up top from the valve train. Yes, those needle bearing has to go somewhere. They would tend to be powdered and crushed up and end up on the cam sensor, or full-blown needle bearings in the oil pan itself. That's why it's imperative that you drop the oil pan. Now, thank goodness it's not going to end up in here, this part of the oil pan. All right, it end up in the black oil pan, and it will not come out via the oil drain plug, because the oil drain plug is not, y'all see how that's made? Yes, the oil drain plug is setting too high for anything setting in the bottom to come up and go out. All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna put the reseal RTV, use RTV on this, guys. Real good RTV, and bolt everything back up. Refill it up with oil. Make sure you got a good oil filter. Keep in mind, we chasing P06DD. Number one, first thing you should check with a code like that is your oil filter. First of all, make sure it's the correct oil filter. Second of all, make sure the car has oil in it in the first place. A lot of guys are misdiagnosing this oil pump. The car don't even have oil in it. Now, you have a whole different problem if you don't have oil in your car. But that's what you're supposed to check. How are you going to achieve oil pressure, proper oil pressure, if you do not have the proper amount of oil in the crankcase? Okay, so verify that the filter is correct. There are two different type filters fit 3.6 Pentastar engine. The earlier built filters and the later built filters. That's why it's not wise to interchange oil filter adapter housing, because you might get one for a later year than the newer one and cause some problems, guys. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next video.